Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about how to put an in-text citation into your paper. So as you can see here, I have got a Noodle Tools bibliography put together on Leonardo da Vinci. And I cannot stress this enough, before you begin putting in-text citations into your paper, it is very, very important to have a bibliography put together. The bibliography is a list of the articles that you are looking at to gather information to put into your paper. So these are the research articles that you're looking at on which you're going to draw information, and you're going to use that information to write your paper. It's really handy to have that list of articles already done up in advance, and I'll show you why in just a moment. So for the purposes of this example, I'm going to be using this article from biography.com editors. And that article is just over here. Now, you can see here biography.com is the website that I'm on. And I'm interested in this particular piece of information down here regarding the Mona Lisa. And you can see I've highlighted the information for you. Now, here's my paper that I've started writing. So you can see I've got my MLA personal information on the top left corner here and the article title. And I started writing here. Now, in the article that I read, I saw that Da Vinci started working on what would become his most well-known painting. His most well-known painting, the Mona Lisa, arguably the most famous painting in the world. That seems like something nice to start my paper off with. Give a little background on Da Vinci. So I've put that here as my first line. Leonardo da Vinci is best known for his famous painting, the Mona Lisa, which is arguably the most well-known painting in the entire world. Well, I didn't just make this information up. You saw me read it on that website. So now I need to indicate into my paper that I took this information from that website. And I do that using an in-text citation. An in-text citation is a little piece of information in parentheses that comes at the end of the sentence that you took from the website. So in this case, if I go back to my Noodle Tools account, you'll see that this is the article in question. Now, how do I know what to put in the parentheses at the end of the sentence? You use whatever is the beginning of your bibliographic entry. In this case, biography.com editors is the author of that piece. And so I'm going to use that bit of information to put together my in-text citation. If I'm ever in doubt, I can go over here to the options and click and use the in-text reference tool that Noodle Tools provides. It will tell you, blah, 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 here's the end of your sentence, and this is the in-text citation that goes at the end of that sentence. Biography.com editors. Now I can just copy and paste that if I like, and throw that into my paper. That is the correct in-text citation. And I'm going to put that at the end of the sentence where I took the information. Now I've got a couple of problems that have popped up here. One, you can see that the fonts are different. I've got two different fonts. This is Times New Roman and this is Arial 10. I want my fonts to match. I don't want them to be mismatched. So normally what I do is I'll just do all of these, and at the end of my entire paper I'll press Ctrl A to highlight the whole paper, and I'll change the font all in one shot so that I make sure I don't miss any. I just choose Times New Roman 12 point. That will change all of my fonts to the same. And you can see here now I've got, in parentheses, biography.com editors, which is the author of that paper. The period, you can see here, comes at the end of the sentence. So this in-text citation is considered part of the sentence, and the period then comes at the end. And that is how you put a basic in-text citation into your paper. Now, this one was fairly easy because there was an author assigned to the paper, and you can see that the author was listed here at the front. It was written by a group of people, biography.com editors. But sometimes I've got articles that don't have an author listed, or where it's a different type of creation where there's no specific author. There may have been a bunch of people that are put together and they've chosen not to list themselves. So in those cases, your in-text citation is going to look slightly different. And to show you that, I've added another sentence to my paper. However, Da Vinci was also extremely interested in science and was a prolific inventor. Now again, I didn't make this information up. I took it from this video clip, Great Minds, Leonardo da Vinci, which was uploaded by SciShow on YouTube. Here's the video here. And the fellow has just finished mentioning that he was a prolific inventor, engineer, interested in science, and he did that at around the 25-second mark. So in Noodle Tools, if I want to put that as an in-text citation, again, I'm going to use whatever is the first thing on the line. Well, in this case, the first thing on the line is the title of the video, and that's what I'm going to use for my in-text citation. Again, if I want to verify that, under Options, here's the in-text reference tool, and you can see here that they put that in. Now, for a high school paper, it might not be necessary to put in the hours, the minutes, the seconds on which that piece of information came from the video, although being clear is always helpful. At the university or college level, certainly that would be required. So in this case, I would have put 000025 at the end. And just to show you that, I'm going to use that whole thing. So this is what I'm going to use for my in-text citation for that sentence. I'm going to grab that and stick it in. And I'm going to change the hours and minutes to what I found in the paper. And as I mentioned before, it came at around the 25-second mark. And so that's technically how it would look. And as I said before, lots of times high school teachers won't require you to put in the time on a video, but certainly it would be necessary at the university or college level, so just something to keep in mind. And again, you can see that my fonts don't match, so this again is something I would do at the end of my paper, just to make sure that everything matches. And that is how you do an in-text citation. So in-text citations are placed in parentheses at the end of a sentence, the period comes at the end, and you use whatever is the first thing on your bibliographic entry. In this case, the author, which you can see is not in quotation marks, and in this case, the article title, which would be in quotation marks to show that it's not an author or a writer's name or some kind of blogger's handles. This could have been written by Great Minds, the blogger. We want to show that it's an article title, we put quotation marks around it, parentheses around the entire in-text citation, and then a period at the end. And that's how you throw an in-text citation into your paper.